guys, and welcome back to the Ducks and Dogs podcast. My name is Mike here again with my co-host Matt. How you doing today, Matt?
I'm doing pretty good. It's been a good week for me and you, Dub, so I'm happy.
You happy?
How about you, man? Yeah.
I'm doing okay now. It started rough, but I'm doing okay.
It's a rough week at first, but
it's positively.
Yeah, before we get into all that with the Oregon coaching carousel and all that news, just really quickly for Washington, want to touch on Ryan Grubb and Courtney Morgan being added to the coaching staff. Ryan Grubb, obviously being the offensive coordinator from Fresno State, has been tied to DeBoer for on and off a decade now, from Sioux Falls to Eastern Michigan to Fresno State. They've been kind of hip and hip. The hire makes sense. It was kind of what everybody expected. It is a good hire, I think, because I like that offense, that style of offense. And obviously the chemistry between those two will go really well. Courtney Morgan, coming in as director of player personnel, a little more under the radar, but he is very tied to Josh Connerly and his recruitment because he's from Michigan, which is pretty big considering how, I don't know, just from what it seems that Connerly's still up in the air. He's planning to commit in February. So, I mean, any ground we can gain on that for UW is good. So, now that that's out of the way for Washington, good for them. Happy about those. Very big topic on the show today. Mario Cristobal leaving for Miami and the updated news on the coaching carousel. Mike, you want to get into that a little bit?
Yeah, so first of all, I will start by saying this. Kelvin Banks did decommit, so I think that puts Oregon back in it for Connerly. I don't think he wanted to come to a crowded tackle room, and I think that was one of the main things hurting us with him. Having, Kingsley and Banks in that room was kind of, not helping. It may not have been super hurting, but it wasn't helping. Mm-hmm. And if you make the right hire, you might be able to land him. But Mario Cristobal is a Miami Hurricane, and after watching his press release, he fits there perfectly. Like, this man he was just answering questions in English, then Spanish, then he's through and through. He's a Miami guy. I can't be mad at him for going there. I could be mad at him for starting Anthony Brown for 12 weeks, but that's a different story.
You see what they said about their quarterback in Miami too?
But bro, I mean, yeah, someone quote tweeted and said, "Yeah, I would think that if I had to watch Anthony Brown play for a whole season too."
Oh gosh, it's funny.
First of all, you know what? I'm gonna go in on that first. Fuck all y'all who told me Anthony Brown was good. Fuck you. This man. Not good. He's terrible. He's dog ass. He's a great dude, great human. Hope you have success in life. Don't fucking play football no more for the University of Oregon. Thank you very much. All right, that's out of the way. I had to get that rant done. That was a quick, short little rant. I could have went.
You've gotten most of it out of you after the game, anyways. So that was pretty tame compared to what I've seen you say.
First fucking the end of the half throw, jumping out of bounds.
Yeah.
Are you fucking Johnny Manziel? Like,
put it on a t-shirt, dude.
Somebody did.
Or didn't Puddles put it on a t-shirt?
And it says
I think that's where I got the idea from.
He said it cost $38.10.
Oh, it's too good.
Man, Mario Cristobal's at Miami. I'm not mad that he went to Miami. It's his home, obviously. Some people are like, oh, Oregon's a stepping stone. Well, modern college football, you're not going to keep your coach if he's good, unless Nick Saban left for the NFL. Chip Kelly left for the NFL. Who else is like one of the best coaches? Like Dabo Swinney, cool. I mean, if that's your hindering argument, cool. Lincoln Riley just left Oklahoma to go to a new job. Brian Kelly just left Notre fucking Dame to go to a new job. And I think this is just up there with those jobs. Mario Cristobal just left fucking Oregon to go to Miami.
I think there's a lot of context to those moves, but something to note too is Cristobal has ties to Miami. Obviously, he's going to go. Some previous coaches, have gone to the NFL, gone other places. I think Oregon's problem has been that the coaching carousel has been spinning pretty consistently for the better part of a decade now.
What program
which is obviously
that? Urban Meyer left. I mean, we had Mario for 4 years. Ohio State had Urban for 5.
Yeah.
Lincoln was there for 5. I know it felt like Lincoln's been there longer, but Lincoln's been there for 5 years. Oregon's not the only program who switched coaches a lot. It's the new era of football. It's in the 2000s, guys were going to stay. You can go from Brooks to Bellotti to Kelly to Helfrich. That's not going to happen anymore.
Yeah. I mean, for sure, but you still don't want that carousel spinning. Like, you want some more consistency in there. Obviously, you have guys that get in there for a few years, and then usually they stay for the entirety of some guys' careers, but obviously you want a guy that's going to be there 10, 15 years, which is kind of uncommon to find, but
So aside
I mean,
from
it's
Nick
still what you
Saban,
want.
what of the even including the top programs, not like the middling, like, you know, they got a guy, he's their alumni at like fucking Boise State or something type coach. Of the top programs, who has had a coach for more than 10 years, not named Alabama?
How long's Dabo been at Clemson?
He's been there a long time. That would
He's
be
been there a
another
long
one.
time. It is mostly the top jobs, but it's also
Is
something
was Clemson
worth
a top
noting.
job before Dabo?
No, but they are now.
No,
That's what
yes, and I also think he's
saying.
gonna fall the fuck off now that he lost Venables, but that's a whole
Yeah.
different topic. But like, okay, so there's two programs there. So I mean, is it these other elite programs, are they a revolving carousel as well, or is it just how football works?
It is how football works.
It's Nick
I would
Saban
like to
and
think-
Dabo are the anomaly. They're not what you should expect. 6 years, I could be okay. You want a guy to stay 5 to 7 years?
Mhm.
Cool. You're not getting a guy to stay like. Do you really think Kalen DeBoer is going to be there for 10 to 15 years?
No shot. Considering it's his first Power 5 job.
No chance of fucking hell. And
It's what you want. Here's the thing, though. It's what you want, obviously. You're striving to fill
I
that role
want
for
Bill
that long.
Belichick to come coach the Ducks too. So that's not gonna happen. What you want and what you get are not gonna be the same thing. Like,
Mhm.
I mean, and you could call it a stepping stone job. Then Ohio State's a stepping stone to the NFL. Then Stanford's a stepping stone to USC half the damn time. Like it's or Michigan. Shit. Like, every job is a stepping stone that doesn't have Nick Saban or Dabo Sweeney. And frankly, I would not want to.
Harbaugh's been there
Dabo
for a
Swinney.
while, actually. He's close to
Okay.
a decade now, too.
Yes, that would be the other exception. Alumni.
Yeah.
We are not fucking hiring Justin fucking Wilcox. No.
We could dive into that. How the tables turn with that one, huh? We
But
were
that's
joking
not-
on the podcast 2 weeks ago about Wilcox to Washington, and now we're joking about it to Oregon.
You
Not
know-
that that's what's going to happen. There's a
who's
part of me
stirring
that
this
does
fucking
hope
momentum?
it happens.
You know who's fucking doing this? Aaron fucking Fentress.
For those who haven't kept up with Mike on Twitter recently, they have had a very extensive argument thread. Surprise, Mike's picking fights. What else is new?
This
But
man
also-
thinks that fucking this man thinks that Helfrich and Wilcox are better than Mario Cristobal. What kind of
Oh,
what?
it's been so fun the past week watching you on Twitter. It's
said-
been
he
a
said-
joy.
He said, "Yeah, Wilcox almost beat Anthony Brown, so we should hire him." What? He didn't say Anthony Brown. He said he almost beat Mario this year at Cal. I'm like, that is not an accomplishment. Stanford did beat us. Like, what are we trying to be here? Are we trying to be 8-4 every year, or are we trying to go win championships?
I don't know with Wilcox if you'd even be 8-4, although I'd imagine it'd be hard to mess up all the talent that's on that roster.
It's going to be hard
But-
to lose that many games with guys like Noah Sewell sitting there.
Yeah. And that's the thing, too. I feel like you're not going to notice any negative effects with the coaching hire until you're 4 or 5 years down the line.
Mm-hmm.
I think no matter who you pick up, just because of the talent on the roster alone.
And these guys, they're no matter. Actually, I've seen there were some guys on a live stream who said if it is Wilcox or Chip, they're leaving. Like, they were on Instagram Live and said they are leaving. But otherwise, all these guys, guess what? They probably are staying no matter the coach because they have that bond with each other. That's the type of thing that Mario did preach. And did he go against that? Maybe. You debate that amongst yourself. But that's the thing he preached. And these dudes are like, they want to stick together. They want to stay with each other. Like, even dudes who are competing for the same jobs want to stay with each other.
Yeah.
And it's great to see, but it also is going to mask if you have a bad coach. You won't be able to get them out of there quick. However,
For sure.
Given the new coaching news that has dropped, I will pull this up to read this word for word from 247.
This is as of what, like less than an hour ago when we're filming this on
less
Tuesday?
than 20 minutes ago.
December 7th is when we're filming this,
December
and this is at
7th,
like
8:37 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5:37 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. This is from 247 Sports Duck Territory. 247 Sports is Matt Prame. He said, Lane Kiffin's name was brought up by the, I don't know if it's 1 or ON3, but it was brought up by the ON3 podcast trio today, which includes Bud Elliott, who doesn't just say stuff for no reason. and he was included in the hot board on Monday. We're told that Kiffin is interested in the gig, even though he signed a new contract this week with Ole Miss. There's a rumor out there that his buyout didn't change with the new deal, so that helps Oregon here. His buyout was originally $5 million, pocket change. Kiffin has some baggage for sure, but he also checks a lot of boxes Oregon would want in a coach. He also spent time working under Nick Saban in Alabama, and the type of style of program Kiffin runs could easily transition over to what Mario Cristobal did. Kiffin's interest is what Rob Mullins was talking about on Monday when he said there would be a lot of interest in this job. I expect we'll hear more names getting their name floated for a look by Mullins. It's a top job with elite resources and full of supportive boosters. It's a special place in the coaching world that is thought in a high manner. Now, from everything that I've seen, apparently coaches view this job higher than I even did, or most Duck fans did, because you know CFB Matrix, right?
Mm-hmm.
He is hired to consult for programs on coaches. He said Fickle would pick up the phone for Oregon. Fickle's been dead set on staying in the Midwest.
Yeah, he's been dead set. Not just the Midwest, Ohio, like the state of Ohio. And that's it.
The rumor is that Aranda hasn't signed his deal because he thought Oregon might come open.
Mm-hmm. And that, I think, was kind of in a possibility before his extension anyways.
What, that Oregon was coming
like
open?
The extent. Yeah.
Yeah, apparently they said Rob Mullins reached out to him a week ago. And it seems as if, so if you go back, there's a clip from the last home game against Oregon State of Mario Cristobal like looking around and then playing catch with his sons in Austin, and it looked like he kind of knew that was his last time coaching there. So really? I wonder if Rob Mullins and them knew that he was leaving.
They had to have for some time. They just didn't know the fine details.
Yeah, but Lane Kiffin, man, that is the A plus higher. It's from,
I think at this point, unless you snatch one of those top tier coaches from one of those programs like, you know, an Alabama or a Clemson or something, this is 100% the best that you could do right now.
And it seems like Aranda is a fallback, which is like Washington wanted him as their first option.
That's not a bad thing.
Because it seems like he's waiting on getting an interview from Oregon. That's at least what I've read. I assume you saw the same.
Yeah,
it seems as if he's holding off, waiting on Oregon. Whether he's using it for leverage or he's actually considering Oregon, whole different conversation. But it seems like he could be that fallback option. It seems that Kiffin is interested. It seems that Campbell is interested. It seems that apparently Fickle is interested. So, like, the only one, in my opinion, that would be an upgrade, like I would have said this before he left, the only one that would have been an upgrade is Lane Kiffin. Aranda could be a wash, maybe all said and done. You know, Campbell is a negative. I do not want Campbell. Fickle
would have been a much better fit at a Washington type program than Oregon.
Yeah,
I
one
think,
that's not run
culture
well.
wise. I don't like. Nobody likes the athletic department. I can agree with that. But I mean, even just culture wise, Matt Campbell fits better into a Washington type of program than Oregon does.
Yeah, I mean, I said this on the Spaces. I mean, you can agree or disagree that it's a Washington thing because of the current admin, or not, because obviously the fans don't feel this way. But Matt Campbell fails once there's expectations.
I could see that.
Overperformed every year at Iowa State. The one year they have expectations come in ranked because they beat Oregon.
He does 7-5.
Yeah.
Or he goes 7-5, excuse me.
And by the way, I want to go back to what we said on an earlier episode. Beating Oregon is like the Super Bowl for some of these teams. Iowa State gets put in the top 10 for beating Oregon. Arizona State got hyped up like hell. Jaden Daniels got hyped up like hell for beating Oregon. Like, these teams get so hyped up for beating Oregon, even if they're not that good. If Oregon just played a bad game or Oregon isn't that good. Like, it's... Why, man?
Except Stanford, they've been kind of down in the dumps the whole season.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. I mean, their coach is making $9.5 million. I don't.
You got to win those games every once in a while if you're making that kind of dough.
Once in a while, you got to, man. Why he's making $9.5 million, beyond me. But another story for another time.
Yeah,
yeah. Lane Kiffin is. I am on that Lane train. I was looking for this wooden train horn that I have. I was going to be blowing it on the intro of the podcast. I am ready for that. This man is Oregon. He is flashy. He is out there. He is loud. He is vibrant. He loves Nike. Like, maybe the admin and the trust isn't like that, but that's what Oregon's brand is. Their brand is being out there and vibrant and different and loud and in your face and booyah. And literally Lane Kiffin is the most Oregon coach I've ever seen.
for sure.
He's got.
I think he'd be a good fit.
The personality works perfect. Like this man's wearing the Dior Nikes. You imagine him pulling up in a Maybach in a Nike tracksuit wearing the Dior Nikes with some motherfucking, what was he wearing? There was some designer shades and shit, bro. Like this, he has got so much swagger. He is swagger level wise. He's the white Dion. He's got swagger, man.
Yeah, you did say you wanted Dion for Oregon, so it checks
out. Swagger. I don't want some boring ass fucking Helfrich. I don't want a boring dude. Like, cool. Mario had a little swagger to him. Mario was ready to. It looked like Mario was ready to run the fade with the refs.
Yeah.
Like he had a little bit of that dog to him.
Stony Brook.
Oh, he was finna run the fade with that boy.
That's the one I remember with him.
And Mario, a big dude, even though Washington fans are obsessed with his man boobs, he's 6'4" and would probably beat the shit out of all of us.
The Miami U fits well for those memes, though, I must say.
Yes, it does, but also at the same time, that man is fucking a 6'4" former professional athlete. What are any of us gonna tell that man?
Yeah,
with the $80 million contract, living in Miami, bro, he's living his life.
He's living his best life, and I mean, he's near his family again, so
he's chilling. I'm not mad at him for doing it. I don't like how it went down, but
I think, especially with how messy the Miami athletic situation is right now, that probably had a part in how everything went down.
The Miami Herald themselves made that shit way worse than it had to be. Like, just that one reporter said so much stupid shit. He just needed to shut the fuck up. If I was a booster for Miami, I would be at this man's office like, shut your dumbass up. I thought that could have...
It worked out, but... Holy cow.
But I thought that could have been something that kept Mario from going there. Like, that was some messy ass shit.
Mm-hmm.
It was wild, you know. But I understand having shitty reporters because we have fucking Aaron Fentress. We have guys vouching for Justin Wilcox to come coach a program with top 10 talent.
Yep. Sounds like a good fit to me. I'm for it.
We have the most influential booster in all of college athletics that nobody disputes. Let's go hire Cal's head coach. No, fuck.
That's something interesting to bring up with Phil Knight, too. I mean, Phil Knight's like, what, 85 now?
83.
83? He's not getting younger. He's getting up there in age.
Why do you think he was ready to throw the bag?
Yeah, he wants to see a national championship before he passes away. Like, it's been a while.
Yes, he'll set the program up for after he's gone, but he wants to see one.
Yeah.
And
you don't throw all of that money into that program and not want to see any results out of it.
That program from the dirt.
Mm-hmm.
Him and Mike Bellotti just did that thing, man. Did that thing. That program wouldn't have. It might have got, because you did get lucky with the Brooks to Bellotti to Kelly coaching tree. You might have done something for a while, but once that was gone and you had got to Helfrich, it would have been.
They kept the momentum with the money.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
the momentum was built by the coaches and the players, and then Phil Knight helped give it that boost. We might have gotten to a Ole Miss level, a Virginia Tech level. We would not be at the level we are now, where like kids drop their top fives and they add Oregon for clout, along with the Alabama, USC, Texases.
Yeah,
we wouldn't have got to that point without that money, and he wants to see a title.
For sure. And you, like I said before, you definitely have the talent to do it. I think bringing in a guy like Lane Kiffin puts you in a amazing position to capitalize on the talent over the next 3 or 4 years. After that, I'm not sure. I know there's some question marks with Lane Kiffin's recruiting, but I think with the momentum he'd be able to build over 3 or 4 years, I think he'd be fine.
And I'm pretty sure no matter who we get, they'd have to keep Brian McClendon. He's one of our key recruiters. Yeah. He's a great recruiter.
Well, I've heard he's going to get bumped up to possibly OC and is going to be considered for the head coaching job anyways.
Yeah, if we consider him for the head coaching job, we are not serious.
I've heard the players have really wanted him, though.
For sure.
Like, they like him.
Cool. I understand that. That worked with Mario. Mario had head coaching experience and was a coordinator, multiple years. This man's been a coordinator for 1 year and got fired. Never been a head coach.
Yeah.
No. Not as a head coach.
I think would be worth a bump up to OC.
OC,
for sure.
And you groom him in case Lane does leave and you make him the head coach then. Sure. You make him the head coach now, you're not serious about competing for titles. You're not. Just
Yeah.
that's point blank period. Now, if you go swing and you miss it lane and you end up with a Campbell, or you miss it Aranda too and you end up with like a Campbell, or I don't know, whoever San Diego State's coach is, cool. You swung, you missed. We got screwed with the timing of the carousel right now. Cool. But if you go and hire a Wilcox, or you go and promote we do not have somebody to promote from within. If you promote from within, you're giving up on competing for championships. Point blank period.
And I really do think that they'll have success no matter who they hire over the next few years. But like I said, it'll trickle down after year 3 or year 4 when all of those classes are done. Holy cow, I can't talk. Done and gone. You know, and then by that time it'll be too late to fix the damage that's been done.
Exactly. And if you get a Lane Kiffin and you groom McClendon won't be, if you give him his opportunity, he would be a guy who would stay 10 to 15 years because he wasn't getting that opportunity anywhere else. Maybe I'm wrong. Do you personally think anywhere would hire him as an offensive coordinator right now?
I don't think so.
But I would love to make him an offensive coordinator. Cool.
For sure.
Do that shit. Do that. He's earned that. He's brought these dudes. He's the one keeping his class together. Make him the offensive coordinator and get him ready to be a head coach. You throw him in there when he's not ready, you're doing a disservice to him. Whether he realizes it or not, like say he wants to, obviously he might want to be the head coach, but you throw him in there without more than 1 year experience coordinating, you're not doing him a service at all. You're doing him a disservice. You're setting him up to fail.
For sure.
It'll be fun, man. If we get Kiffin, if we get Kiffin, I will put $100 on the line. I'll put $1,000 on the line. We win a title at some point with Kiffin.
There you go.
I'll put.
I don't doubt it. Imagine how fun the Pac-12 will be, though, if he does come to Oregon too.
We'll say this right now. If we get Lane Kiffin, I'll put $1,000 to whatever charity Matt picks. If we don't win a title, I'll put that in.
Okay.
That is
there we go.
Down.
Deal's a deal. Well, we have it on video and audio evidence now. So
exactly.
Hold you to it.
Whatever charity Matt picks, because
I can't think of any off the top of my head. I got to do some research.
If we get Lane, bro, that is literally. I think Matt would agree. I don't think he would think I'm just saying this because Mario left. I think that would be an upgrade.
Yeah.
Like before then, if you told me I could just straight up trade, I wouldn't have said yes because Mario's obviously here. He's built stuff. But like, he's just not a huge upgrade, minor upgrade. You went from a B+ coach to an A- coach, I feel like.
It definitely flips too, though, because recruiting isn't at the forefront quite like it was with Cristobal with Kiffin. But
you got the recruits
again, yeah, he will be just fine.
And man, there are kids all over the country who play for Ducks Pop Warner teams, who watch the Anthony Thomas highlights religiously. I'm sure you did that when you were younger. Watch the Anthony Thomas highlights, just D'Anthony and Tavon. It was like I don't know if you guys do that.
You see, well, I grew up being a Husky fan and watched him run all over my favorite college team, so I wasn't a big fan of that. But I had a lot of friends who did that, so
yeah,
I can vouch that it's a thing.
That happens a lot. People just sit there and they'll watch. For even a little bit older than myself, kids were watching LaMike. And then kids were watching D'Anthony take ankles and run 24 miles an hour on a football field.
Yeah, I still see people showing up in Herbert jerseys to school in college where I am in South Dakota in the middle of nowhere. So
I'm rocking that number 10 right now. This is my Flow jersey, though.
Nice.
It's my Flow jersey.
There you
go. Speaking of Flow, they thought he was leaving early on, and now I guess they are pretty confident he stays.
Really? I'm surprised that was a rumor to begin with.
Well, Miami was one of his top schools.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It was Miami, USC, and Oregon, the last 3. Then Clemson and Alabama were the other 2 before that. But
well, yeah, everybody kind of adds one of those schools if they're that good.
Well, he was a Clemson lock, but Clemson didn't want to wait.
Yeah.
But
well, good thing he didn't go to that program, I guess. They're on the decline.
I am on the Lane train. We going. I'll go to Sarkville right the fuck now. Is that where they're at? Where they at?
I think so.
I don't know.
Hold
I'm
on.
Pulling up to middle of. And first of all, people saying he's a big city guy. He lives in fucking Mississippi. What the fuck are you talking about? He's a big city guy. What big city is in Mississippi? Oh, he's in
Oh,
Oxford.
it's in Oxford. Yeah,
in
I'm
Oxford.
stupid. I knew that. Yeah.
But I've seen some counterpoints of he's a big city guy. He's in fucking Mississippi.
Yeah. I don't know how big Oxford is, though, to be fair.
I bet you I know something he likes more than big cities. Money.
Most people do.
Lane Kiffin rocking Dior Nikes. You think he don't like money?
He's gonna
Lane
love
Kiffin
it.
pulled up.
I mean, most
day.
Power Run football coaches do because they usually make a lot of it.
Yeah, but they ain't flexing it like he is either. He ain't
Yeah.
pulled up the
Also,
game day in a
Oxford.
Maybach.
Fun fact that Oxford is population 26,000.
Google Eugene's.
Yeah, I was just about to do that.
But yeah, bro, this man pulls up the game day in a fucking Maybach.
Which is marginally less than Eugene, Oregon, which is 170,000.
I don't want to hear shit about he wants to go to a big city. Oh, he got a house.
Eugene
in Boca
is a big
Raton.
city compared to Oxford.
He got a house in Boca Raton. This man is pulling up the game day in a Maybach. You think he can't afford a plane ticket? Bro is pulling up the game day in a fucking Maybach, wearing designer sunglasses and a Dior fit. What do you think this man give a shit about a $300 flight?
No shot.
Even shit, you could say $1,600 for a Skip Trace private flight. You think he give a shit?
I mean, they usually handle that anyways, though.
Oregon would, yeah, bro. Oregon's got multiple planes that he can use.
You're saying it like the cost would be a problem in the first place.
Oregon has 2 private planes. You know, the next most the school has 0.
Didn't Lincoln Riley get access to their private jet?
He had
Don't
access.
they have a private
Yes,
jet?
one of the boosters owns one. The university owns 2.
Oh, okay, I got you.
So ours were owned by boosters, and then the boosters gifted.
But
them.
they're okay. I was gonna say.
And
So
then,
they're
even then, they were designated for that. Like that's all they owned
Yeah.
them for.
for sure.
And even then, like okay, you can USC in Oregon or Oklahoma and Oregon. Oxford, Mississippi, they ain't got no private jet for this man to go fly because he is not driving from Oxford to Boca Raton. He's flying.
Yeah,
bro, like miss me with all that.
they
shit.
would take care. It wouldn't even be an issue.
I need you. To
Like
make
it's probably
sure,
not even worth bringing
I
up.
also need you to make sure I'm not insane. There are some Washington and some Ole Miss fans who say it's a lateral move
Lateral to go to Oregon.
from Ole Miss, who cannot
Here's
legally sign a contract longer than 4 years.
I think money-wise, Oregon's obviously there, but also Ole Miss is on the rise, and they are in the SEC
Do you know why they're on the rise?
because of Lane Kiffin.
If you take him out there, they still on the rise.
No,
You take Lane Kiffin out of Oregon, are they still a trending upward program?
they're. I mean, they'll. Yeah,
if we
they're
don't
still
land
good.
Lane Kiffin, are we gonna suck?
No.
If Ole Miss loses Lane Kiffin, are they gonna suck?
Also, no.
Come on, man. What you mean?
They wouldn't
also
suck.
no?
They wouldn't be top 10, but they
win
wouldn't
7
suck.
games. That is suck. Okay, for people who want to win championships, that is suck. For Washington, that might be
yes.
good. For us, that would be suck.
Compared to 4 and 8, yeah, I would take 8 wins.
What do you think would happen if a coach won 7 games at Oregon, multiple years in a row?
Chopping block.
That's not. That's suck. That
If
is
the fans
suck.
didn't, if the Rabbit fans didn't get to the coach first, he'd be fired.
Exactly. Like that is suck. Ole Miss would suck without him. Yes, there's talent in the area. Cool. Oregon's landing more talent in that area than fucking Ole Miss does. I don't care. And oh, Mario's gone. You can't recruit at that same level. No, Mario and just Mario. Mario and Taggart proved you can recruit to Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
So there ain't no excuses.
Even with Lane recruiting being a problem, even if they fall down a few classes, they're still at the very least, I would say, in the top 12
What did
every
you say?
year.
What did you say when Lincoln Riley got hired? You said, "Oh no."
Oh no, Oregon's gonna fall from 5 to 7 in recruiting.
Yeah, he said, "Oh no, they're gonna fall from 5 to." Say, bro, exactly. Like
Everybody was saying it was the
no.
death of Oregon. It's like, let's calm down. Like,
Let's
Phil
be
Knight is a blank
realistic.
check. Let's relax a bit here.
And as much as you know, you might disagree, and Husky fans might disagree. It doesn't die off when Phil does. That money just disappear.
No.
That does not disappear.
Well, I guess it would depend on how the family handles it, or whatever's in
Our
the will.
basketball stadium is named after his son who passed. I think we'll be okay.
Most of that money would be going back to athletics.
Yeah, our basketball stadium is Matthew Knight Arena for his son who unexpectedly passed.
I did not know that.
His wife went to Oregon State. They both went to Stanford.
Go
Stanford
Beefs?
got plenty of fucking money. Don't give them no shit.
Yeah, all of their alumni is
They probably
rich.
got alum richer than fucking Phil, which is hard to say.
Yeah. Considering
nuts.
everybody that graduates from there is a genius and is a genius when they get there in the first place.
It's also nuts considering there's only 25 people in the world richer than Phil, so
Yeah.
that's another thing. Holy shit. Imagine. They probably have
That's what happens when you own Nike.
Hey, and I will argue this. This is the last thing we'll stop and then we'll get out of here. But
Yeah.
I think Phil owes as much of his success to Oregon as they do to him.
You think so?
Well, okay. So let's start. What was Nike made for? Oregon
Made
track
for?
runners. It was made originally the very
Yes.
first shoe he ever made. Oregon track
It's
runners.
track.
Who's
Yeah,
the preferred
track is his first love.
Now the first professional athlete they got. Do you happen to know?
I do not know. No.
Steve Prefontaine. Ran track
Oregon guy.
at Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
Do you don't get him? Do you think you're landing Michael Jordan? You don't have any professional athlete. You don't start with an Olympic gold medalist, one of the all-time great collegiate track runners ever. You're not getting Michael Jordan.
Well, you obviously start with where you might have ties, and considering it was from that area, like
Exactly.
it makes sense. He could have. I'm saying
I'm
that
not saying it's bad to do, but like obviously that was how it was going to work. But to say that he just bottle feeds Oregon, like Oregon didn't help him launch Nike into what Nike is today.
I would argue that Phil Knight has done more for Oregon than
Yes.
Oregon has done for Phil Knight.
100%. But at the like
Let's not
both-
get that twisted.
Both need each other. We need him more now, obviously. But like, does Nike ever become a thing if they're not up there working on track shoes for these track runners?
Knowing how business works, I would say yes.
He would still be making clothing. He made that was the only reason he ever he made it with a waffle maker. It's not like he had a shoe making thing.
Yeah, I think Nike in the football department for sure would not be as big or even a thing if it wasn't for Oregon. I think besides that, the company would have been fine. Maybe not as
he would have been successful in something. It might not have been athletic wear.
Yeah,
he would have been successful in something.
I think Nike football doesn't take off without Oregon.
Well, I mean, how does Nike track take off without Prefontaine?
I'm sure they would have been able to find other athletes.
And
though.
you know where they probably would have came from?
Probably Oregon.
Where does he, if he's not coaching running at Oregon, coaching and running at Oregon with Bill, like where are they getting the now obviously he's done a lot more for Oregon than anything, but it doesn't exist without Oregon at the same time. It's not just a completely parasitic relationship.
Yeah, for sure. They definitely both help each other out. I'm not denying that. I'm saying
helps
that
us more than we do him. Yes, I understand that part. But for those who's like, oh yeah, you just got bottle fed, you got lucky that you had Nike. Well, I mean, they took the opportunity to help a guy who was at their school start a business, and it worked out.
You also have to think of how much money that is, even if Oregon is still helping out Phil Knight in a lot of ways. Phil Knight is dumping obscene amounts of money
over $1 billion.
All of us will never see in our entire lives.
Yep.
Like,
but yeah,
I don't know what you define bottle feeding as, but that's a lot of money.
Hopefully, we might not be able to get a episode out on time, guys, for next week. I will be taking a trip to Chicago. I'm leaving on Thursday. Hopefully next time we film this, we know who the head coach of Oregon is. If not, I am very concerned because of early signing day coming up. But until now, my name is Mike with my co-host Matt, once again signing off.
Go Ducks.